Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hi, how are you guys? Welcome back to new exciting episode in Coaching Creole International. Why so excited? Why so important to watch Coaching Creole International platform? Because we want to improve with our body, with our brain, with our mind, with everything together. Because how I say to one of my friends today, the summer is coming, the summer is knocking to the door, and in the same time we want to have a really good body. We want to live our mm, good strategy and good habits, daily routine, and the same time to have a really good power. How is that possible? Is it possible, or we can say, maybe next year I will have my perfect body. Maybe next year I will have more power. But let's say we will start in April with our special guests in Coaching Crew International. The first guest for this month is Milko Kukov. He is wellness coach, and he will explain to every one of us how we can start with our daily routine, what we have to improve, how we can do everything together, and let's say our body and our mind is really interesting system if we want to improve our life in many different areas. I want to say welcome to my new guest, Milko. Just a second to invite him and say welcome and enjoy the time with me, Milko.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Stasi. I'm very happy
How are
to
you?
be here. I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well too. So let's smash tonight with everything what we have like a wrong habit, what we are doing in not right way. But I'm sure you will give to us more tips and tricks how we can have good body for the summer what is coming. Milko, you have a really interesting topic. Um, that's why I would say, could you please introduce yourself?
Okay. So my name is Milko Kukov, and for over 10 years now, I'm very passionate about health and fitness, and even more a while, like even maybe 15 to 16 years, I started being interested in fitness. Then with the time, I focused more. The older I get, the more I start to focus on health and nutrition, and how to, in general, how to improve our health. And uh, I was working as IT for quite a while. I have a master degree in IT, but my passion was to take care of my health and to help others take care of their health. And because I've been through many difficulties with my health, and I've experienced all kind of stuff. So and I really don't like being sick in and feeling sluggish and so on.
Mm,
So I was first focused more on improving my own health, and then I start sharing my knowledge with the others because I saw that it makes them happy too. So if it makes me happy, I guess it helps makes other people happy too. So, and everyone needs a better health, and in my opinion, is the base of everything, because when we are sick, we don't really want to do absolutely anything else, neither relationships or personal development or whatever it is. We,
yeah,
and this is why first the main thing is the health, and once you're healthy, then we can do whatever we want.
yeah, absolutely. I'm agree with two of my hands.
So I just to say also, uh, I'm from Bulgaria. Um, I went to Australia for a few years to improve my knowledge and also to reach more people because it's different culture there, more people, bigger access to more people, and so on. So there I learned a lot of new things and also confirm some of the things that most of the things that I already knew. I also stop practicing some stuff that I was thinking they're good. So it helped me a lot, and I had there over 1,000 clients, and if not so far, I've had over 1,000 clients, which pretty much most of them, fortunately, I've been able to help, and they have sustained their results so far.
Yeah, I know that you have this experience from Australia. Can you say what is the most favorite practice or tools where your clients they prefer to do when you have any kind of training with them? Do you have any favorite practice or no?
Uh, it really depends of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So some people prefer to do much more exercise and not make any change in their nutrition, for example. Others prefer like hate exercise, hate some movement, or they really don't have any idea how to do it and they don't really want to do it. So they prefer more to make some changes in the nutrition. Um, but in my experience, in my opinion, and from my knowledge, I think that you can't focus on only one thing. In the beginning, I was focused only on workouts because I was thinking, if I work out enough, I won't be fat, I will be healthy, and so on and so forth. But with the time, I realized, and of course, when you're like in your teens, it's much easier, even though not for everyone. But
Yeah.
uh, in the teens, I was okay with just workouts, but then the older I get, the harder was getting to really sustain my health. And I also know that only with nutrition, for example, it doesn't work. Also, you need combination of all different things, and excuse me, in order to really get some benefit. So there isn't, unfortunately, I haven't found the magic pill yet that you just give it to someone and it works for
Nothing.
absolutely. I'm still
Okay.
waiting for it.
Yeah. Milko, what is the meaning of wellness coaching for you?
So for me, it means something more than just health. It's like a general approach for your well-being, which is, in my understanding, is feeling better all the time, let's say it,
Hmm.
in our relationships, in our health, in our finances, even in our personal development inside of our heads, and so on. It's generally, it's not, for example, just getting fit and then feel miserable. It's not also feeling great and be super unhealthy, which is actually very rarely. And so it's in general improving our life, and starting with the health and slowly improving different areas, because if we don't improve other areas of our life, our health will also suffer. So we
Yeah.
can have great health if all the other areas of our life sucks.
Hmm. Okay, guys. If you watching us later, just type the comment, send some questions. How you feel in your body? Do you feel you're perfect now? Because I will be honest with all of you, I'm not feeling very well because after that whole year, um, I become really different, and I can't say I'm on perfect form. But if you feel well, that's good. Share with us your experience, how you do it. If you not feel very well, I would say just I want to say, I want to challenge you to follow Milko for next 7 days from 12th of April. He will be every day with us, and how we can start to improve our new habits and our wellness lifestyle. Okay, Milko, the next question is you often share with many of your clients, and I hear from different videos, you say you talk about the transformation. When did your transformation start?
So my transformation, it's started in a bit. It was a bit in stages. So when I was maybe 12, I have one cousin that he's 4 years older than me, and at that time he started going to the gym and stuff, and he got pumped. And maybe he looked very pumped at that time when I was 12. He looked like enormous. So who knows, maybe he was not pumped at all. But I remember once he squeezed his muscles and I was super impressed. And I was like, oh, I want to have muscles like that. So I got really into the fitness then, like, and like I really wanted to build muscles. So with the time, unfortunately, then it was not that long ago, but it was still quite long that there was no like YouTube and you can open and you check and you know what to do. So we were just going with some friends in the gym and looking what the others are doing. So we are trying to do the same. Like we find someone that have muscles and we start doing what they do without having any idea. And then with the time, maybe around when I was 19, maybe 20, 19, 20, I started doing being interested more in nutrition. But
Mhm.
in the beginning was still nutrition for how to look good, and I've never wanted to be super strict with my food because I know, and I still know, I still believe in that you can be really strict with your food and with anything. If you're too strict, at some point it just breaks down, and then it's much harder to sustain it. But at the same time, I was ready to make some changes, and uh, excuse me. And that time, my nutrition was incredible. So I was eating chocolate, I was eating cheese, and the only vegetable pretty much that I was eating was tomato, which is actually not really a vegetable, but that was my only vegetable. So lots of chocolate, lots of ketchup, mayonnaise, and stuff like that, and pretty much not no veggies at all. And by that time, like I was eating a lot of chocolate. I was eating 5 kilogram, one bucket of chocolate spread every week. So for maybe a year, I don't know, maybe more. So it was a lot of chocolate. I was eating chocolate with absolutely everything. And but then with the time, the more I was eating bad food, the more effect it started to have on my body. I even start having pimples from the chocolate, for example. I start feeling sluggish. So then I start focusing a bit more on the nutrition for health.
Mm.
And unfortunately, there's lots of misleading information and general beliefs about how what is healthy, what is good for you, and so on. So it took me so many years, like maybe 7, 8 years, to really find out what works for everyone. Kind of like in general approach, what's the best practices in the health uh, in health to be healthy. So it took me a long time,
Mm.
and there was one time that that really clicked in my mind, that really I really said no more. I'm not going to go to doctors. I had some bite on my leg, on my calf, and I was not sure what is it, and it got inflamed. It got really inflamed, and it was burning. So it was. I got scared, so I went to one doctor that they they referred me to. There was lots of people told me that it's mainly females. Told me that that she's a very good doctor, skin doctor. And then with the time after I found out that they refer her because she puts cheap Botox. But anyway, so it she put me on antibiotics. She told me you're pre-diabetic, and that was maybe I was 20, I don't know, 22, maybe 23. I don't remember.
Wow.
And she was like, "Oh, you're pre-diabetic. You what else? You have this condition that is extremely dangerous, and your legs will get swollen, and you won't be able to walk, and blah blah blah." And I was, and at that age, I was not that familiar with how much control we have over our health, and I got really scared. So they put me in hospital. She put me on antibiotics, and started getting better because I was in such stress so much time, like maybe a month, 20 days. I was in antibiotics, and it started getting better. So, and then at some point, uh, one day it just started getting worse again, and then I was like, what the heck? I was super frustrated. I called her, and she said, "Okay, come and we'll put you 10 more days on antibiotics." And I was already 20 days on antibiotics, and I know that 10 days, over 10 days, it's not good unless there is a specific case.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No way, I'm not going to drink any more antibiotics." I went to another skin doctor. He just gave me one type of cream. I put it, and I don't know if it was even a day, this thing disappeared. So, and then it took me a long time to recover my liver and stuff from these antibiotics and these pills and we're not talking about the stress. So that was the time that I said, I'm not going to leave it to someone else to take control over my health. I'll do the best I can. And then if I really can't manage it, then I go to the doctor. And I'm not saying anything bad about the doctors because they saved so many lives, but there are many things that we can do before we really go there and expect them to help us.
Yeah. Be
So
honest now.
that was my like the moment that it clicked, and from then it's just all like learning experience and so on.
Yeah. Be honest now. Say, put your hands on your heart and say, did you eat chocolate now?
Of course.
But what kind of chocolate?
It's a better type. I still get sometimes some bad ones, but I try even my cheat meals, let's call them that way. Even though I don't see it as cheating. I still try to be the healthiest uh, unhealthy option, if you can call it that way.
Okay.
So uh, as I mentioned earlier, I don't really like being too strict. So I don't believe in being too strict, and I pretty much consume whatever I want. But I have, for example, 90% of the time, even more. Sometimes it depends. Sometimes a bit less, sometimes a bit more. 90% of the time, I consume one type of food, and then I have 10% that I eat. For example, I had pizza the other day. So
Like me
thank you.
today.
But let's say that's once or twice per week, and it's not the worst. It's not like it's still most of the time it's homemade pizza, so it's the way I made it. It's not just what I found somewhere.
Yeah.
And cake is also kind of try to be as healthy as possible, even though it's still not the best.
Yeah. Perfect. Milko is really fashion now. Everyone talk about higher vibration. Can I ask you what kind of food you can prefer to us to start to eat for high vibration?
So that should be if you follow, even if someone doesn't have any knowledge, about food and nutrition and so on.
Yeah.
Um, just simple logic. What have the most energy, like the life energy,
Okay.
is mainly the fruits and veggies. If you,
Mm.
for example, consume meat, let's say, it's a dead flesh, so you can't really expect to get good energy of something dead. You need to
Mm-hmm.
eat live foods, and I'm not talking about the crazy Chinese practices that they the brain of the live monkey and so on and so forth. We're talking about live food that is, for example, fruits and vegetables have the best and the most benefits and the best vibrations and the best energy. It gives you the best energy. The other option is that also is good for the energy is not to eat and go with water only. But that's a bit more, let's say,
Yes.
advanced. So and it's you shouldn't really go for it just like that without any knowledge. But I've seen all kind of stuff, so they
Yeah.
you can
But
do it.
can we do that with any water?
Uh,
Any type of water?
Usually,
Or
yes, of course, it's better. The best if you can go in the mountain and drink the water from the spring, like somewhere high in the mountain, because lower there might be some somewhere on the way some dead animals that can cause you actually some severe gut issues, and then
yeah.
get. But water is very important. Water, we underestimated the power of water, but we our body is 60-70% of water, and if we don't drink it, what's happening with us?
We will die.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, my last question is what is the reason why people find it so difficult to motivate themselves, and in the same time, for example, to play sports or to have daily routines is so it's not really easy for them, and they're going so quickly and just left and say I can't do it.
From my experience, it's mainly because like everything else, everything new is hard,
Mm.
and uh, bad habits are easy to build, but it's hard to live with, and good habits are hard to build, but then easy to live with once you get them. So it's very important to build these good habits even in the beginning, like absolutely everything, even tying your shoes. The first time, we most of us probably don't remember, but the first time we needed to tie our shoes, it was like a nightmare, and it probably was super frustrating because you try and you look and you do it and you do it. Even the first time you drove a car, for whoever is driving a car, if you think about it, the first time was like you need to look in the mirror, then these pedals, then you need the gears, the blinkers, the mirrors, the I don't know how many, excuse me, other stuff, and it was super hard. And but because you know that you need to do it, you have this um, desire to do it, and you keep going, and you know, because you know it's good for you, uh,
Yeah,
and then you keep going, and eventually then you start texting, makeup, looking to the buildings outside and
singing,
people.
dancing.
Yeah, yeah, you do everything. So the same is with all kind of sport. In the beginning it's very hard, especially for people that haven't got any history of any kind of activities, because nowadays there are lots of people that are not active and have never been really active. But and to start something, it's really hard, and it takes a lot of energy.
Mm.
But also to be unhealthy and unfit, it's also hard. So you need to choose your heart. So it's better
Okay.
to just go with it, get used to it. Of course, try to make it, for example, as enjoyable as possible. And
Mm.
the problem is that we nowadays we are used to getting everything very quick. So we want this, we want that. It just comes quickly. You don't even move your butt from the chair. You just order, and everything is wherever you want it. And
Mm.
also, everyone promotes, oh, here is a great pill that you get incredible results. You here use this habit, and you will become the biggest millionaire. Shoot one video, and you get 10 million followers, and so on. And in reality, nothing is like that, and
Mm.
nothing good is easy. But also, bad things are not easy too in the long term. Bad things are easier in the short term, but usually in the long term, we suffer much more. And the same is with exercise, the same is with nutrition. I have lots of clients that
Mm.
they never did any exercises, and they're like extremely overweight, and they never did any changes in their diet. But then they start with something small, for example, even increasing the water, and the water that they take. Then they start feeling a bit better. Yes, exactly. And it's very important.
Cheers.
I drink many of these. So then they start with another small habit, another small thing, that because they see a result. The biggest issue, especially with exercise and nutrition, is that these promotions that we have all the time, they don't really give us the right information.
Mm.
So uh, they may give us some quick results, sometimes some pills. There was one guy that was selling rat poison in some pill, and people were dropping 30 kilos. But now in the long term, you get who knows what will happen. But
Yeah.
when you don't have the right information, then you go and you do something. And for example, let's say I want to lose weight now, and everyone tells me, oh, because once you decide to do something like that or make a change of your life in any kind, then
Mm.
everyone around you becomes an expert in that area. So they're like, oh, look, you just go run 10 hours and eat only lettuce salad, and you lose weight. And of course you start doing, you start running, and you start, and running, for example, 1 hour is incredibly hard for most of the people.
Yeah.
And then you run, and the next day, the next few days, you feel destroyed. And even if you manage to go again, the result will not be good, and then you will feel so terrible that most likely you won't continue. The same with the nutrition. You go, you restrict yourself, you put, for example, start eating only lettuce, and then you expect to lose weight, and you don't lose weight, and you're super hungry and irritated all the time, hangry, as they say it in English, and then you don't get results. It's super hard, and then
Mm.
you don't really want to continue. So most of the times, from what I've seen, that's the biggest issue, uh,
Mm.
is that we don't have the right information. And once we have the right information and we know the direction, then it's not only because sometimes people get like super strict, so they manage to get some results, but they are so strict, and this is why they get some result. And they're so strict that once they screw it up, then they pretty much never go back to it, because they remember how hard it is. And if you know the right tools and the right strategies and so on, then once you do it and you see some result, even if you screw it up at some point, you know what to do to come back, and it's not extremely hard. It's not
Mm.
as crazy hard as, of course, it's not going to be easy to change. It's easier to just order pizza and eat a pizza every day, like morning, lunch, dinner, but for a short time. Then you start feeling sluggish. Then you start getting fat. You get depressed because you don't like each other. You don't like yourself. Then you have no energy and so on. So it's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be that hard if you
Mm.
know if you know what to do. It's not going for sure. it's much harder to be sick than to make a bit of effort to be healthy.
Yeah, it is true. And by the way, when I'm going to the park, I see um, many people they have like a body for running or body for walking because I think the teamwork is really powerful, and you can have your body for like for example your body coach, your wellness coach.
Yes.
So maybe some people they can improve their habits, daily habits, when they have a body coach like you. Okay, the last question is tell me what does personal development for you?
For me, personal development is first developing yourself in the areas that you think are important for you, not just
Hmm.
areas that uh, someone else think is good for you, or you think that there might be good for you. So you
Hmm.
develop yourself in the areas that really help you, and it also brings you to a state that first you're happy, joyous. This is why I like this, because when people are healthy, it's much more likely to be happier and to be more vibrant, and that that transfers to others. There was some study that I was reading about recently, that they were putting three people in a room, like they gather lots of people, and three people, two that are very pessimist and negative and in a bad mood all the time, and
Hmm.
one person that is happy, vibrant, and so on. And it showed pretty much of all the people. It showed that not the positive person get influenced by the negative one, even though they're twice as much, but the opposite. So the negative people become happier, and even if it's not with much, they become happier, and so on. So if one person can affect a few, then this few can affect the others, and so on. So it's I get a bit away from your question, but that's for me personal development, some things that makes you happy, and it also it helps you bring you to a state, gives you control, so then you can use this control to be fulfilled and then to
Mm,
help others. Because if you're not fulfilled, if you're miserable inside and outside, then it's very likely you won't be able to help anyone else, and then once you can't help anyone else, they may become miserable like you, or there will be more miserable people, and so on. So if you uh, develop yourself in a way, because progress equals happiness, so if you continue developing yourself and progressing, it means that you'll be happier, and it means that more people will be happier. It means that when more people are happier, we are happier ourselves.
mm,
I Because if you're surrounded by happy people, you'll be. If you're there was a saying, like, if you're surrounded by nine people that are sad, you'll be the tenth. If you're surrounded by nine people that are happy, you'll be the tenth. The same with if you're surrounded by nine people that are fat, you'll be the tenth. And the fit also, if they're fit. So it's very important our surrounding for our personal development,
yeah.
and we just need to search for it, because if you just stay in one place, even if you achieve the most, like there was some people like that astronaut that have been in the space, and then they come back and they get super depressed because there is nothing more that they can achieve after going in the space. No,
Mm,
but then you just need to find some new goal and new something new to. It doesn't need to be like, not everyone can go into space yet. Let's see, maybe one day. But if we don't continue progressing and we don't find even small goals to improve, it doesn't need to be, because some people lay on some old glories. Oh, I used to be this and I used to be that. It doesn't matter what you've been. It's important what you do now and what you will become, because the past, it's already in the past.
Gone.
And it's already gone.
It's
You need
already.
something. You need to improve your current situation, and it can be something small that looks very insignificant, but
Yeah,
then uh, it will give you some progress, and then you'll get better. And that's for me is personal development, improving your situation. It doesn't matter, and having control, and
yeah,
having the control to be able to improve your situation. That's
yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Thank you. So, guys, if you watch this video later, just type hashtag reply. And if you have any questions, you can put the comment below. You can send us some hearts or some like. If you like our video with Milko, he will continue in Coaching Rio International from 12th of April. So don't miss this moment with him because he will give to us many tools, many tips how we can start to make our body for the new summer. This is maybe one of the good reasons to start to have good habits, but it's not just for the summer. It's not just because it's coming our wedding or it's coming something special in our life. Let's say that that kind of lifestyle can be every one day. Milko, thank you so much to be part of Coaching Rio International. It's a pleasure to me. And let's enjoy, guys. I'm going for evening running.
Thank you very much too, and I'm happy that I can share my knowledge here, and if I'm able to help some people.
Perfect. See you soon, guys. See you next week. And Milko, you can follow him in 12th of April. Bye. Have a good evening.